All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it. Be a pro. Starting about 2 months before NHL 27. Let's see if we can get it off the ground. Since 2000, there's been 5 expansion teams: Columbus, Mini, Vegas, Seattle. We all know Vegas, 6 seasons in, got a cup. Other ones haven't even got a cup. All of them in their third season, we're buns except for Vegas. Columbus only had 29 wins in their first season. Buns. Minnesota, 42. They did pretty good. But they were ranked 24th for goals for. So goaltending was not their strong suit. Dwayne Rolson did play like a beast. Manny Fernandez played like a beast. And they upset the Avalanche in round one. And the Canucks in round two, which is kind of crazy. Both game 7 wins. And then they got swept in the conference final by the Ducks. So Mini did pretty good out the gate. Ducks ended up going to the final that year. It's Jaguar. He's a beast. Vegas in year 3, it was alright. It wasn't one of their better ones. They finished ninth in the NHL, or they finished first in the Pacific Division. Sorry, with 86 points. And they ended up going to the conference finals where they lost to Dallas. So one of the many defeats that built up to make their championship run even better. Kraken did not make the playoffs in their third year. 81 points. It was a tough one. 29th in the league and allowed 232 goals. It was a disaster. Now, if we go back to who we're going to play for and who we're going to go with, you might be a little surprised with this one. But when you see the names, the starter names at the bottom, you might understand a little. Western Conference. Now you see Sidney Crosby, Scheifele, Ovechkin, 97, 86, 94. So it may look a little stacked and a little crazy, but what I did was I took anyone that was a veteran or someone that didn't have a cup and I put them on these teams. We're old, we're very old, and there's like a few exceptions of young guys that are still going to come in at like 26. But the goal is, can we take an expansion team in their third season and win a cup? You think Crosby, Scheifele, Ovechkin, you'll see the other names, you'll be like, there's no way he can't do it. But once you start seeing these rosters and what's going on, you might think otherwise, because shit's going to get sticky out here. So let's pop into this. And we're going to run it with the Utah Mammoth. Alright, here we go. Superstar action. Now everyone's going to be like, it is Superstar, but what about the settings? Me, I play custom settings. And I've played enough Be a Pros over the years where I've kind of got it to a point where I think it's fair. Some games I'm ripping it up, some games I can't score at all. Sometimes it's super easy, sometimes it's super difficult. It all depends. But the way I got it set is when you play these really good teams, like you're going to see, it gets really tough. And as you move up in the lineup, it gets even tougher. So, let's rock. Let's see what we're rolling into here. Going to the interview. We're a walk-on. Did not get drafted.
Okay, let's settle down, everyone. Let's get the questioning period started.
Here you are. It's
See
your
what they got
first
to say
NHL
up there.
training camp as an undrafted free agent. How do you approach this opportunity?
Confidence. Helps you unlock trait points.
We know how much coaches
so
prize
that's the one you want to
versatility. What positions are you best suited to playing?
Here's a tough one. We got a lot of older guys up in the lineup. So what I'm thinking is I run right wing as the focus and center as the second option. in case these guys retire and we literally go to shit. Because there's a good chance these guys retire in a couple years and we don't have anyone to fill these spots. So center as a second option seems good, but we're coming off the right wing. Left-handed right wing.
You're a young
Walking
player,
and
but for
dancing.
anyone who's never had a chance to watch you play before, how would you describe your play
How
style?
would I describe my style? I mean, only one way to do it. I mostly pick this because it's the best way to get good speed. And even then, you can't get elite wheels, which is just EA. What are you doing? Why can't you get elite wheels in the game? I'm playing against guys with elite wheels, but I can't have elite wheels. I mean, you can if you really max everything out. But I literally think you need a smaller guy to do it. My guy's 6'7", 215. So I can get him to, I think, about 88 acceleration, and I can get him to 99 speed, but I really only run gold wheels because if you even run blue wheels, every time you run out of energy, you lose the trait. You got to put it back on. It just becomes an annoying process. But the first couple of years, it's a tough game
When
out
you
here
think
because you're
about
not
what got
quick,
you here
and I'm
as
a
a
huge
forward,
guy.
what's your primary skill set?
Power. That way, in the off season, there's a better
Every
chance you
NHL
can get
skater
up the
has their
blue.
meal ticket,
quick
but
release.
what are some of your secondary skills?
Speed. We're gonna need as much speed as we physically can get.
What would you say is the X factor that you bring to this team?
See, I would love to try 1T one time, but it's just not the move. In this, you don't get set up for a lot of 1Ts either. Even playing on the wing, just the way the computer plays, the plays don't work out that well. Quick release is the way to go. Honestly, in this game, it sucks. Using your teammates can work sometimes, but a lot of the time when you really need it, you got to do it yourself. So,
Thanks for
sniper,
your questions, but that's all we have
quick
time for
release.
today.
Come off the
Thanks,
wing
everyone.
and pop one cheese. See what our stats are here. Looking all right. And there we are. We're joining the Utah Mammoth. It's going to be a good one. Now let's take a look. The raw lines they will have for this team. You'll see everyone that's on it, and you're going to be like, what is this guy doing? This Beer Pro's rigged. But look at some of these names at the bottom. Mario Lemieux, Nick Lindstrom, Gordie Howe. My team does look pretty stacked, but I'm telling you, the teams in the league are just as stacked, if not more. So, Ovi, Sid, Malkin. That is... I hope I don't make it to the top line. I might even dodge my play a few times in the year just to keep that line together for at least one season. Because that's crazy. And then we got Tavares, Scheifele, Giroux. Oh, they're going to stick me in the 3 slot. One thing about these Beer Pros is I've done a few where I've been a walk-on. And I've put up like 20 points in the preseason, didn't make the team. So I don't know if after an update recently, they made it so that if you walk on, you have to start in the AHL, but there's a good chance no matter what I do in the preseason, I'm an AHL guy. We'll play it, but I've done it before, and you almost always end up. Granlund, Kyprios, all guys that haven't won a cup before, except for Malkin and, well, my top line's won. But these guys haven't won. Donor, Cabe, Kyprios. See, all these guys are overagers, so he turns down to 27. Doan, 26. And then here's where the big dogs come to play. Keith Yandel, he was overage, so he turned down to 27. Carlson stayed his regular age. Mike Green turned down to 26. Zadorov, he's 30, so he's still good. Phaneuf stayed 40. That is not... Damn. So I'm going to have him for like a year. I thought I was going to have him longer. It's Yandel I'm going to end up keeping. So my future is Yandel and Mike Green, really. Burns. The two 40-year-olds... This is a... If you come down here with Dion in his prime and he's throwing hits, GG's. Now here's where it gets real diabolical. Carey Price. Henrik Lundqvist. You might start thinking, well... Don't know if we could be running that. I'm telling you, the league is stacked. And I just wanted guys that have never had a cup to try and take this team to the promised land. Jamie Benn never won a cup. Max Domi. And then some actual Utah guys. that are just left there. Also, what usually happens is guys in the AHL that make the team. I don't know if they have anyone in the AHL that's better than my fourth line. Maybe McBain. Maybe they have a center, but I still don't think so. I think their young guy is too young still. Now, you've seen all that. You've seen my team. Beast mode. Craziness. But keep looking at the bottom, man. Like, we see Mario Lemieux, Lindstrom, and Howe. Like, some of these teams are unreal. And there's a lot of free agents they can sign. And another thing, I have over 60 creative players waiting to be drafted throughout the years. I think 2 years in, there's a couple early guys. The third year, that draft, I think it's the 28 draft, there's like 50 guys that can get drafted. Maybe more than 50. And they're all like PWHL stars, movie hockey players, Bombay, all those guys. And almost anyone you can think of from a hockey movie is in there. Or at least one from every iconic movie. And then the third year, or the year after that big draft, I have a few guys that I've used in previous Be a Pros, 20 NHL 23, 4, 5, that I just remembered and thought of and was like, yo, let's put these guys in here just for the nostalgia of that. So, year one, it's kind of, you'll see a lot of good teams, but as the years go on, it's going to be full rosters of stacked 1 line to 4th line are absolute savage. But everyone in the draft that I put in the draft is basically elite or franchise, top, maxed out. I didn't max out their stats, they got to grow themselves, but I made them elite or franchise. A lot of YouTubers in here too, so it's going to be a spicy season. Year one, just trying to take them to the promised land and win a cup as the first expansion team to do it in the 3rd year. So let's into our preseason game.
What an incredible moment stepping
I think we
into
get
a
a little
National
introduction
Hockey
here. Who's
League
in the
locker
room?
room
I
for
wonder
the
if we can
first
tell.
time.
Ovi.
I bet she doesn't even realize how
That's
real
it.
this moment is.
So Sid
At
and
the same
Ovi.
time, the way these
What's up,
locker
Sid? How you
rooms
doing?
work, whether you're a rookie, whether you're a veteran,
Bar.
when you first step into that room, you become one
Sid, Ovi,
of the
and
men
Shifley.
that are taking this game to the
Those are my
next
leaders.
level.
Sid,
And
Ovi,
he's
Shifley.
welcome in. I
Sid
can't
and
wait to see what
Ovi.
he
Sid
does
has the
on
C.
stage. But for
Ovi has
now,
the
this
A, but it
moment,
gave me the
soak it
glitch
all
where it gave the
in. You're
goalie
a
an A, so
part
maybe
of the National
Shifley has the
Hockey
other
League
A,
locker
but it's
room.
going to give it to someone randomly. I don't know who. GM wants to talk. What's the GM going to say?
This preseason is extremely important for you. Our expectation is for you to make this team. We think you have the talent, the mental ability, but you have to show us
Well,
over this preseason
see,
that
this is
you're
the thing,
ready to
because
make the
I
team.
can pick any of these. And, like, I'm telling you, I put up, like, 20 points, like, 10 goals, 10 assists, and did make the team. I don't know. Sometimes I sim games. Maybe that's what it is. You can't sim anything. So maybe this one I'll try and play every single one. But, we'll go with Brand for now. Make the team swagger. Put us into game 1. Alright. And there you go. There's the intro to Be a Pro. We'll come back. We'll show you in the next video who's going to be on the preseason roster. It's probably going to be... The first game's usually just some complete dusters. They might give me 1 or 2 good guys. Maybe because I have creative guys in there too. They might give me a few more, but I don't know. I think the first game at least will be pretty thin lineup for both teams, which is good because I can probably put up that goal in game 1. But thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.